Hello, it's Uncle Ben, here with another installment of Life Hacks. I am here in the Communicore building at UF. It is Monday, hold on, just a moment. I believe it is Monday, April 17th at about 1:05 p.m. And I just got done with lunch with the guest lecturer who's come into town, Dr. Makari. It's a very interesting experience. I was the youngest person in the room and also the person with the least experience. There were PhD students, two of which have been my TAs. And so that was fun. It was very interesting talking to him with the conversation because we not only talked about the technical side of his research, but also just discussion about life path, the path of life. And right now, as I've said before, there's the point in my life I'm at right now. There's a lot of uncertainty as far as what will happen and what I want to happen, whether it be getting an internship or which position I'm going to end up in. You know, what grade I'm going to get on a test and whatever. That stuff hasn't changed very much. But it is kind of comforting. It's both comforting and scary to look forward and see that those decisions of industry or academia, whether I want to go work for a company or a university, those decisions aren't necessary. Those decisions don't go away. And the uncertainty of life doesn't go away. And I'm now feeling that anyone who is of my age and has a belief of certainty is both lucky and slightly misguided. Because I feel like they're lucky in that they're not experiencing the same stress levels and the same anxiety as those who are. And I am definitely feeling it. There's stuff about that. On the other hand, there is something valuable about going through this time and going through the anxiety and being able to not just work through it, but work within it. What I mean by that is it goes along the saying of what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Since I have gone through this period of my life of anxiety and indeterminate, my future is undetermined. And also I don't know what I want from my future. That will happen again in my life. And if I make the decisions that I want to, maybe I'll have less of them. Maybe I'll have less indecisive times in my life. Maybe even if I get through this period totally the way I want to, the way I want to, and I have the perfect outcome, I will still have moments in my life later on that will put me through similar stressors. Similar things will happen. It will be different things. It'll be different. It'll be like whether to have kids or not, what to name my kids. Will my kid like their name? Will they not like their name? Will they be smart or funny or caring or mean or whatever? And putting in the little bits of work to do stuff like that, to try to have an effect on an outcome. It's not necessarily a one-to-one input and result. It's not necessarily a one-to-one input to result as far as making an application, getting a job. Those don't always work. And sometimes you put in a lot of work into an application and it doesn't do anything. Sometimes you put in just a little bit of work into an application and it goes on. But also, there is a lesser chance that upon scrutiny, with investigation, that a resume and an application, an effort that is lesser, if it is clear that your effort is less, then it is likely that you will not get that position. People enjoy rewarding hard work, I've found. Some news. I have had a series of good interviews. I believe that I will be having an internship with Tiber Medical down in southwest Florida this summer, which means I will not be in Colorado for the summer, which I am sad about because I'd rather be in Colorado and do the stuff that I want to do and advance my career and my life. But that is not the course that I'm taking. It's not the path that I'm taking right now. So it seems like I'm going to be spending 2 weeks in Colorado, including my 21st birthday. My 21st birthday on the 8th. And during the 2 weeks that I'm there, I'm going to work again as a boat inspector at the Boulder Reservoir. I will probably vlog at least one time from there, and you'll get to see the wonderful sights out there. Anyway, I am also excited because they're coming up. I have, in 2 days I have homeworks due and all that stuff. But on the horizon, I have exciting stuff. And although this is a tough period with exam season and studying and packing, yesterday the fire alarm was going off unnecessarily and someone came at like 8 p.m. to fix it. Thankfully, it did not go off overnight. Yes, that would have been so bad. Thankfully, it was just the smoke detectors and not the fire alarm itself. It didn't help the disruption from my homework yesterday, but just our apartment was affected and not the entire building. So that was good. I don't think I've ever shown y'all this classroom here. So this is the classroom that I have transport in, biomedical transport. There's a lectern there, and there's actually there's 3 different projectors. There are some old style projectors over here, and some broken down chairs. It's always funny to look at. But there is a group of 3 projectors here, 1, 2, 3, as well as the only power in the room that isn't where the teacher stands is along the roof. It's along the ceiling here. So there's been a couple times in which I plugged my laptop in up into the ceiling, and the cord has dangled down to my laptop. And people have mocked me for it. Never apologize for getting stuff done, right? If you do stuff in an unconventional way, but it still happens, all right. So long as it doesn't have any consequences. As far as if I plugged it in up above and there was a good chance it was going to fall out and hit someone, I really shouldn't do it. But since that connection was really tight, I trusted it, and it didn't come down until I pulled on it. So that was good. Sorry about the air conditioning there. But yeah. This is, I would say, an average college classroom. My class has about 60 people in it, 50, 60. Not everyone shows up every day, which is another interesting thing about college. This class in particular, the professor records the lectures, and so I could not be here right now, but I decided to come today because I find that I pay attention more to the material when I'm in class versus just watching a video of it. So yeah, there's a very low projector here. It's a very interesting dynamic when you have the same thing being put up on 3 different screens. So one there, and one there. So if you're sitting, say, here where I sit, I could look straight this way. Or if I'm having trouble reading something, I can look here, which is kind of awkward because the professor stands here and I would be looking here. But what can you do sometimes? Almost every classroom has a computer set up in it. So there have been a couple times that I've taken my exams in this classroom because, as you can see right now, there's no one in it. And so what I will do, and I only do this on exams that are open book, but I will have I had my laptop set up here, and I had the exam pulled up, and I was running the exam, I was taking the exam on one computer, and was also charging stuff. And then I had the textbook and the PowerPoint slides and Google up on this computer, which I was able to log into. So, yeah. Instead of having to flip between windows and tabs on the one computer, I was able to just go from one computer to the other. So it was a lot easier to compare stuff. This is cool. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a laser pointer. It's very cool. Very cool. Can you see that? Yeah, there we go. Laser pointer. These things are really cool. I don't have one, and I probably shouldn't for now. I don't really have a great place to use one. I don't have a use for it. There is a microphone. Hello. Hello. Hey. It's cool. Usually the professor will use this guy, which this clips to your belt, and then you put this piece on your shirt, and it's called a lapel mic, a lapel microphone. I think the lapel is this area of a shirt, and so the microphone sits right here, and it's much easier to pick up someone's voice as opposed to something that's down below or away from you. And that way you also have your hands free to do stuff, instead of one of these microphones where you have to be holding it, or you have to be right up next to it, like this. So, yeah. All right. Yeah. Hopefully. All right. I'm gonna leave it there. All right. I love you. I will see you next time.